Cyborg issue 2, which I did not read.
Look, you didn't miss much. Connor, you didn't read this, did you?
I haven't even read the first one.
It's just more of the his dad's the AI, except this time. So I'll try to give a proper review. I did not enjoy this one.
Just before you get into it, I'll just mention Morgan Hampton writing, Tom Rainey on art.
There you go. Art great. There's 2 pages done by a different artist. Let me pull this up because it's an artist. It's the one artist that did the Mr. Miracle future state book.
I remember that being all right, actually. Yeah.
So the first 2 I was like, oh man, like I think it's Leandro. Hold on. Where's it at? There we go. Valentine DeLandro. So it starts off with a you see the last moments of Silas Stone, and he's keeping tabs on his son. He you get the vibe that he's feeling regretful because he doesn't have a great relationship, and then he has a heart attack, kills over, and then the lady that's the assistant comes through. DeLandro's art is really fantastic. Nothing against Rainey's, but Rainey's is almost very washed out with the colors and is kind of cartoony in the proportions and whatnot. Versus DeLandro, or I'm gonna mess up that name, DeLandro. Nice thick lines. Everything's very clean and neat. And it's very reminiscent to me to Michael Lark. And the colors are a lot more. They're less muted. So is the opposite of muted saturated?
Yes.
Yeah. So they're a little bit more saturated, and so it really kicks out. But they're at the Solace HQ, which is the guy that claimed to be Dr. Stone's, the person he was mentoring. He's kind of the tech bro-y guy, and they're wondering if this is really, the robot is really the AI version of Silas Stone. Cyborg's having a hard time because he doesn't want this to be his dad. So essentially he shuts down the robot by plugging into it and downloading this AI that appears as Silas, and he puts it into his own system. We get more of the talking head lady just talking about how she doesn't like Cyborg and that he's more of a problem for Detroit than anything. But Cyborg gets a call to go deal with 2 people that have broken into the old Justice League Detroit building, and they're defacing statues. So it ends up being Shrapnel, and I don't know who this other guy is, but he basically throws things, and no, it's Fastball. So Cyborg dispatches them. He ends up basically creating his sonics into creating like a resonating chamber to make Shrapnel magnetic. So it kind of pulls him away from everything that they're doing. The robot that was programmed to think that it was his dad shows up to help, even though he won't take the help. They go to drop off the 2 villains that he caught in the Justice League Detroit headquarters. 2 Star Labs, where Mammoth and Gizmo are, who made an appearance in the first, or I think it was the first issue, or at least it was the first story that we got about the Cyborg. Before they realize that him and the assistant, while they're at Star Labs, that Silas isn't done fully developing the AI, and so it's still downloading. So they end up taking him out of Cyborg and downloading him into the main computer in Star Labs, where he ends up becoming this big giant face and like on the screen, and tells them that they have to get to Solace. Everything is, he's behind everything. He'll explain everything on the way. And so that's where it ends. And it's just not, I don't know. It kind of is doing that thing where we have to just inject technology in everything Cyborg does. I was really invested in the last issue on the whole thing with him trying to be without his dad and then meeting this guy that claims to be the mentor, like his mentee for his dad, and kind kind of everything that Silas wanted Victor to be. And now we just, have AI Dr. Stone in here who's going to just explain everything and how the Solace dude, the mentee, is the one behind everything. So I don't know. It just kind of lost its steam for me in this issue. And on a busy week, it's kind of like, oh man, I wasted my time reading this one when, I could have started with little anything else. So Rainey's art's pretty good, but again, it's pretty cartoony. But in that kind of good way. I'm trying to find a comparison, and I can never think of one, which I guess is good. But yeah, it's just the book's fine, but it's nothing that makes me excited to read it again. So I'll give this a 6.5.